Today we're gonna make easy Tuscan-style oven ribs. These are great and you can make them all year round. Okay, so we're gonna go over the ingredients. I have 2 racks of baby back ribs. I trimmed them up a little bit, kind of squared them up, and they're roughly the same size, like same weight, so they'll cook roughly at the same temp. We're gonna cook these low and slow with a simple rub. I left the membrane on one of them. I'll show you how to remove that in a second. For that rub, I have 4 teaspoons of Diamond Crystal Kosher salt, 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds, 1 teaspoon onion powder, 1 teaspoon smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon black peppercorns, and half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Also have 1 tablespoon of rosemary leaves. We're gonna throw all that in a coffee grinder. If you have a mortar and pestle, that'll work too. And we're just gonna turn it into a fine paste. If you don't have that, what you can do is get the peppercorns really, really fine. You can also just use, your regular pepper grinder. And then we wanna get these fennel seeds ground up, okay? And then the rosemary leaves. That's gonna go on there. We're gonna put these in the oven low and slow. Now for the glaze, I have 1 1/4 cups of balsamic vinegar, 1/4 cup of honey, 1 rosemary sprig, and 1/2 cup of water. We're gonna let that all reduce, get very thick, and that's going to be what we're using at the end. We're probably not even gonna need it all, so you can save it for, another use if you like. But that's gonna go on right at the end because this will burn very, very quickly. All right, let's get to prepping these ribs. Okay, ribs. So when I was just trimming these up last night, I removed the membrane on this rack. Okay, you can see how it looks like this now. There's a little bit of that membrane left right there, but most of it's off. You don't have to remove the membrane if you don't want to, but it's easy to do. So you can start at the end, or sometimes you'll just see an area like this is already kind of pulled up a little bit right here. So if you just get your butter knife under there, you can even take the dull side of it and just get enough off. You can just kind of get under it already. And I use paper towels because it'll be a little slippery. And you'll just hear it kind of come off. And you can cut it in half here so you can pull both ways. And just like this. Okay, that's one side of it. And then that's the other side of it. Okay? Simple as that. So I have a coffee grinder that really I only just use for spices. This one's kind of the button broke, but it still works. So this is what I use. I have it, it works great. So we're gonna put in all that salt. That's 4 teaspoons of Diamond Crystal. It looks a little light on the 4 teaspoons. I might add a little bit more to it. 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds, and then 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns, 1 teaspoon onion powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. So most recipes for the Tuscan-style ribs, and there's a good amount of them, they don't really include the smoked paprika, but I like it. Most of them always have fennel in it, the fennel seeds. I like the cinnamon in it too. This is gonna be the hard thing to grind because these are kind of fresh. You could just throw dry rosemary in there too. If you use dried rosemary, I would use 1/3 to 1/2 of fresh. So you would go with 1 teaspoon to 1 1/2 teaspoons. This is a blade grinder. If you have one of those ceramic ones, they'll make faster work. Yeah, I'm gonna call that all right, even though my rosemary didn't get ground. I just want to make sure the fennel is ground, which it is. Some pieces are floating around, but that's all right. Okay, so the rub we're gonna put on both sides. By the way, this is a very similar technique to oven-style barbecue ribs that we did, I don't know, maybe a few months ago we did that recipe. This recipe is in our cookbook. If you have the cookbook, you've seen it. Many people have asked to see a video of this one, so that's why we're making a video today. The cookbook has that and another 100 recipes, or 110 recipes. If you already bought it, we thank you. If you want to buy it, it's here, and it's here. We're really happy to finally have it out. We're happy that those of you who bought it enjoy it. Okay, so I'm saving the majority of my rub for the other side, the meat side of these ribs. You can put a little bit of oil on these just so it'll stick a little bit better. I put these in the fridge overnight, dried them out, so there's not much liquid left on the exterior of these ribs. Or you could do, American barbecue style and put a little bit of mustard on it, yellow mustard, and then the rub will stick too. But it'll get in there. Now, what I like to do for maximal flavor, I like to wrap them in foil and put them in the fridge overnight. And it'll just penetrate more, all the ribs. But I'll tell you, I've made them both ways, and they're really good this way too. And I always like to say this for every recipe, like we're gonna do a chicken recipe today, Rayo-style lemon chicken. And that one, I salt the chicken overnight, but if you don't, it's not gonna be the worst thing in the world. There's literally a video of the guy making it, and they don't do that, okay? So they just salt it right away and put it in there. And that's how most restaurants will operate too. The guy making it is the chef at Rayo's. Okay, so the ribs are just going to be wrapped, okay? Just like this, make a pocket. And then like, I kind of put it all up like this and then tighten these. These are gonna release a ton of liquid when we cook these. Now we're gonna cook these at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so low and slow. And again, if you overnight them, you know, just take them right out of the fridge. You can throw them right in the oven at that point. And then it's gonna take roughly 2 to 3 hours. We're gonna just check them, and we want the meat to be close to falling off the bone before we put our glaze on. It's really as simple as that.
These are good as an appetizer in addition to as a main course.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some people like a few ribs. They don't like, you know, I'm the type of guy that likes.
You want like both racks.
Like I get mad when a restaurant serves me a half a rack of ribs. I want a full rack.
Yeah, but you know, one of the things that we talk about in the cookbook is that while we categorize certain recipes in like the main course category, the appetizer category, you are free to do whatever you want.
Exactly.
You know, if you want to make an entire meal out of calamari arrabbiata or something like that, go for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be an appetizer.
No, and I do that all the time. I mean, I'm, you know, when I go to a restaurant, I'll order like entrees for appetizers and vice versa. So I tell them like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, bring everything out at the same time. I just want to have a big selection. I mean, you don't have to follow their rules, you know, like, you know, if you want to eat a soup, if you want to eat a soup with your dinner, like you can, but I mean, it's a little weird. Okay, so 250 degrees Fahrenheit in the oven. I would say check them at the 2.5 hour point. Doing these for a long time this way, that's pretty much when you want to start checking them. Sometimes you'll get a baby back, like a rack, maybe they're a little thicker, and they might need substantially longer time. If you want to do spare ribs or St. Louis ribs, which are the same thing, okay, they're just trimmed spare ribs, they will take longer. I would say 3.5 to like 5 hours. Okay, to get tender at 250 degrees. That's totally an option too. Well, I should have said that in the beginning. All right, we'll be back in 2.5 hours to see what they look like. All right, so the ribs are about 5 minutes away from at that 2.5 hour mark. So we're gonna make the glaze now. You can make the glaze anytime. Like you could make it right in the beginning, set it aside, doesn't matter. Half a cup of water, 1¼ cups of balsamic vinegar, 1¼ cups. This balsamic vinegar is a little bit on the thick side already. It's from Costco. They have great prices on it. And honestly, if you don't want to go through the hassle of doing this, you can buy a glaze from Trader Joe's and stores like that too, which might be a little too thick, but you could always just thin that out. Okay, this is 1/4 cup of honey. Just turn this on to boil. Rosemary sprig. So we want to reduce this until it gets thick enough that it's going to go on the ribs and not completely fall off. Your preference is going to be possibly different than mine. If you go too thick, you might not be able to spread it onto the ribs. So just keep that in mind.
I have to say, this balsamic glaze is actually really good on top of like sweet things. Like vanilla ice cream or strawberries.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And yeah, you can take the rosemary out, but the rosemary is actually good for a sweet thing too.
Yeah. All right, so that's my halfway point. I'm just using a toothpick. So if you wanted to get exactly half, just do half of that. But I would go more by the consistency of it. Just stir it so you don't like have the honey right on the bottom and burning it. But once it comes to a boil, everything's gonna come together. And if you don't want something super sweet, you don't even have to use the honey. You can just do straight balsamic and reduce it. Okay, it's boiling. So make sure you're using a pot that's high enough. Don't use something like this small because it's gonna bubble up and it might go over the edge. Once it comes to a boil, turn it to a simmer, a moderate simmer, and it's gonna reduce. And I just keep checking it with like a metal spoon. And see, like right now, it's liquidy. I need it to reduce that it kind of coats the back of the spoon. Just keep in mind, it will thicken more when you take it off the heat and just let it set. Okay, so that's 2.5 hours. on the ribs. I'm gonna turn off my timer. That's just about to go off. And let's check them. Forgot which side is the thinner and the fatter side. Check the fatter side. That's the fatter side, okay. I find that no matter how many times I do this, like I'll be good to this point, and then the bone will make a hole in the foil, and then all the liquid will go in the pan. But so here are the ribs. They're kind of very soft already, and you can see the meat. Oh yeah, it broke apart there. So the meat is pulling apart from the bone. So these are definitely done. You can take a fork in there and go like this, and then if it easily shreds like it does, like that, they're good. They might even be too good. They might be too soft. So we are good right now. We're gonna take these out of here, out of the foil. We're gonna get them on a cutting board, and we're gonna pat them dry to get all the liquid off of them because they release a ton in here. All right, I just told Tara, good news, I got nothing in the pan. Tara is a great dishwasher. She has great skills, but I always like to save her effort if it's not required. And yeah, this pan is perfectly clean, which rarely happens. So yeah, these probably got cooked a little bit too much. They're very tender, both racks. Nothing wrong with that. The only thing that'll happen is they'll be harder to slice after we glaze them up. Kind of flip them over, just pull that moisture away. Okay, flip them back, pat that side dry. So when they're nice and dry now, we're gonna get our broiler on, and we're gonna end up broiling these for just a few minutes per side. We have to be very careful here with this because this sauce will burn very quickly. So I almost like keep the broiler maybe 2 or 3 racks lower, and I kind of just open the door constantly keeping an eye on it.
Why does this sauce in particular burn?
It's a ton of sugar. I mean, balsamic vinegar in general will burn, but now there's honey in there too. Balsamic vinegar is great, but it's very sweet. Like if I leave a bottle of balsamic out in the summer, it will just attract ants. Like they'll come from outside, they'll smell that, and then they'll march into the home. And so I always keep balsamic in the refrigerator.
So was it absolutely necessary for you to add honey to the?
No, and I said people can take it out if they want.
Okay.
I like the sweetness of this paired with the fennel rub of these ribs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to help Tara again. I lined a half sheet with foil, and once our sauce is ready, we're gonna baste these and broil them. Our sauce is right here, and that's how it's looking now. So it's starting to thicken. I turned it off temporarily when I was showing you the ribs. I didn't want to get distracted. You can check with your toothpick too. So that's like the original. The original amount was right where my finger is, like there. We're about not quite half, getting very, very syrupy. So I put it on the back of the spoon. See, like that? I'm gonna call that good. Might have to go another second or two, but that's good. All right, so our broiler's good and our sauce is good.
What would you serve this with?
Roasted potatoes are great.
Yeah.
I always think roasted potatoes go particularly well with pork. And this stuff makes a mess, so like, you get a drop in that stuff and it just sticks immediately. All right, and let's carefully flip these and do the other side. Meat side, they're very, very tender. They're very much falling apart. It's hard for me to keep this rack together. This one's broken. You have plenty of sauce left here. You can do 2 glazes if you want. So you can get your initial, and you have to watch very carefully, and then you could pull it out again, and you could do a second glaze.
When you serve this, are you planning to cut up each rib individually, or would you just give, like...
You can do what you want. For today, I'm going to cut some ribs for James. And if you cut them up, you can cut them up too, and you can glaze these individually right now, and you'll be able to get more glaze on the sides of your ribs too.
Oh, I bet that's really good.
You know, it's funny. We already filmed that video. It's not out yet. It's sticky ribs with potatoes. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah, that's
So
good.
that one I cut the ribs up into pieces, and then we did a cherry pepper glaze with those, and that's with potatoes. That's another pork and potato recipe.
Yeah.
So we still got plenty of the sauce here, and this is good right now for the initial. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna watch the whole time. I'm gonna like literally have the oven open, and I'm gonna hit this side, hit the other side, and then I like to turn it over one more time, back to this side, and then do a little bit more, broil it, and then we should be good. All right, very easy, right? So you can see like the glaze is off on there and it's burning on the foil a little bit, but the ribs are fine. We want them to have a really nice color from it. I did the other side and this side one time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip back to the meat side for the final time. Trying not to puncture that foil either, Tara, but it might have. They look beautiful already. That's just one coat. I want to put on a second coat on the top here. Just really mix that up because the thicker part will be kind of on the bottom of the pot. See how good that sauce looks? Okay, we still have plenty more, so after you cut them, you can hit up those edges at the end before you serve them to people if you want. Just this last part in the broiler, we're gonna watch it carefully. All right, so I like to just do a little bit of rosemary for garnish. And you can turn these sides over if you want, and then you can glaze this part up too, but I think we got enough glaze on there. Well, maybe I'll do a few for the taste tester. And the glaze is very thick now. It thickened up a lot just sitting in the pot. James was just telling me off camera. What were you saying?
I'm just not a big fan of like these kind of ribs, honestly.
Okay, well let's see. Well, maybe I'll be right today. Here, wait, I'm gonna. These are the ones I glazed for you, the sides. So
all right.
You want to put a couple in the plate, and I'm gonna move that thing out of the way.
I'm just gonna have one, honestly. I'm not that hungry even.
All right, it's not looking good right now.
Honestly, like I see how people like it. Like it's very tender, but I don't like it. Like it's just not my thing. I'd way rather have barbecue ribs than these. Like I know he's gonna be like, oh, it's so good. Like
Yeah, they are.
I don't like it. Like I think it's like not. I think it tastes bad. Like that's just my opinion though. I think I don't like the balsamic with the rosemary. I think it throws me off a lot.
Tara, would you want to try a bite?
Yeah, I can't even. Just don't like it.
Oh. You should have had Sammy do this because this is one of her favorites.
I will say, meat is very tender. I see why people like it. I just don't like it. Like, this is honestly one of my least favorite things.
All right, be honest. You can give the
I'm
rating.
surprised because James, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the cinnamon in it, but it has like almost like the Asian style rib
Yeah,
flavor. So
yeah.
I'm surprised that you don't
Like
like
a
these more.
5-spice rub almost, yeah.
Yeah,
It tastes like that.
I mean, honestly, I'm not on camera, but like these are delicious.
All right, well,
I'm giving this a. I don't even think it deserves a 5. I'm giving this a 4. I don't like these at all. I just like don't like the like balsamic with the whatever seasonings and the rosemary. It just doesn't taste good. In my
all
opinion.
right. Well, it's good that this one's in the book, and we were telling people that before. Listen.
I don't like it.
Listen, and we always try to be honest here, and this is...
It's my taste buds though. Like my sister doesn't like any deli salads, which I think is crazy. But it's just like there's something about these flavors when they go together, it doesn't sit right with me.
We respect your opinion. This recipe's been out for a while on the site. I would say over a year, maybe 2 years. Most people like it, and Tara does too. So just trying to like give a little balance to his 4 rating.
What I do like is barbecue ribs with like cherry cola glaze.
I think you said that on the barbecue rib video that we did. You said you wanted like a cherry cola.
But honestly, in general, like ribs aren't my favorite thing. Like if it was at a barbecue, like these aren't really barbecue ribs, but like if I was at a barbecue, like I'd much rather have a burger or like a hot dog or like chicken or
Brisket,
like any of that stuff over ribs. Like they're just not my type of thing.
That's
All
okay.
right. It's okay.
We respect your opinion.
We appreciate the rating. This is the most honest cooking channel out there. You know, I don't know what he's going to say. And what would it be for you, Tara, to balance this out?
I'd give it a 9. The texture of the ribs
The texture is
are
really
great.
good. They're very tender.
I love the flavor of the balsamic, and like I said, it reminds me of actually like an Asian style rib. So I think it's delicious.
Sorry.
Well, that's okay.
It's okay, James.
Listen. I think we set a new
low.
a new barometer for what can happen. We always appreciate you watching these videos. Please buy the cookbook, even though he gave it a 4. Okay, there's
a lot of other.
There's a lot of other recipes in the book, yeah, James. No soup for you tonight. No dinner for you tonight. Yeah, you're so young.
Obviously, don't
So
watch
young.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Such a
All right,
disappointment.
until next time.